When you look at your dream and it feels impossibly far away from your current life, the real question isn't can you reach it? The real question is, will you stay standing long enough to reach it? Because the moment you decide to chase a dream, life doesn't clap for you. Life tests you. It pushes back. It applies pressure. It asks one brutal question again and again. How badly do you want this? Dreams don't come with comfort. They come with resistance. They come with doubt, rejection, ridicule, and long stretches where nothing seems to move. And in those moments, it's not your talent that matters. It's not your intelligence. It's not even your resources. What matters is whether you are willing to pay the price without knowing when the reward will come. The truth is this: the moment you move towards something meaningful, opposition appears. People question you. People laugh. People call you unrealistic. And sometimes, the loudest doubt doesn't come from outside, it comes from inside your own head. That quiet voice asking, who do you think you are? That moment when you're alone, staring at the ceiling, wondering if you're wasting your life chasing something that might never happen. And yet, something inside you refuses to let go. That's not an accident. That's not ego. That's not delusion. That is purpose knocking from the inside. Everything begins with one decision. I am the one. Not someone else. Not later. Not when conditions improve. Me. Now. If your family history is heavy, you can be the one who changes it. If your past is messy, you can be the one who rewrites it. If your environment taught you to shrink, you can be the one who rises anyway. You don't wait for heroes. You become one. You stop calling yourself unlucky. You stop calling yourself a victim. You stop explaining why it's hard. You decide that quitting is no longer an option. There will be seasons where nothing makes sense, where effort feels invisible, where progress is silent, where people assume you're crazy for continuing, and that's exactly when most people stop. That's why most people never reach the next level. They quit during the part that can't be seen, but champions are built in unseen hours. They don't announce the grind. They don't seek validation. They don't ask permission. They show up. Again, and again, and again. Not because it feels good, but because it matters. Comfort is dangerous. Comfort convinces you to slow down. Comfort whispers that tomorrow is fine. Comfort keeps you average. If you want something uncommon, you must be willing to feel uncomfortable. You don't stay hungry, you stay starving. Starving for growth. Starving for mastery. Starving for the version of you that hasn't arrived yet. Nothing great happens in hesitation mode. Nothing changes in fear mode. Nothing is built in quit mode. Everything happens in attack mode. You don't wait for confidence, you act until confidence catches up. You don't wait for clarity, you move until clarity forms. You don't wait for permission, you take responsibility. You become unreasonable with your standards, uncomfortable with mediocrity, relentless with your effort. You stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop pressing snooze on your potential. You do the work even when motivation is gone, especially when motivation is gone. Real strength shows up when the legs are tired. Real character shows up when nobody is watching. Real growth shows up when you want to stop and don't. Pain is not a signal to quit. Pain is proof that you are stretching beyond who you were. Every obstacle is asking you to upgrade. Every setback is shaping your discipline. Every rejection is sharpening your resolve. You don't go around the process. You don't skip the cost. You go through it. You earn it. And yes, it will require sacrifice. Sleep, comfort, entertainment, certain relationships, old habits, familiar distractions. That's the price of becoming something you've never been. You don't complain about the cost, you respect it, because nothing worth having is free. When you dedicate yourself fully, the odds stop mattering. Logic says slow down. Fear says stop. Average thinking says be realistic. But faith sees before results appear. Faith moves before proof exists. Faith believes while evidence is missing. You keep the dream alive when nobody else sees it. You protect it when others doubt it. You feed it with action, not talk. And some days you will feel tired, some days discouraged, some days uncertain. That doesn't mean you're losing. That means you're human. Discipline carries you when emotion cannot. Consistency moves you when inspiration disappears. There will be days when life hits harder than expected. Days when everything stacks up at once. Days when quitting feels logical. That's when you remember why you started. That's when you remind yourself, I didn't come this far to stop here. You don't measure success by instant wins. You measure it by how often you stand back up. You don't lose when you fail, you lose when you refuse to learn. Every fall carries information. Every mistake carries direction. Every delay carries preparation. Relentless people don't ask if it's possible. They ask what's required. They rebuild if they have to, restart if they have to, learn again if they have to, but they do not disappear. Pressure either crushes you or creates you. And the moment the pressure inside you becomes stronger than the pressure outside you, everything shifts. That's when the world begins to respond differently. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. You stop reacting. You stop panicking. You start leading yourself. You don't need applause. You don't need permission. You don't need guarantees. You need commitment. So write your reasons down. Why you won't quit. Why this matters. Why your future deserves your effort. Why your potential demands respect. When the nights get heavy and progress feels slow, those reasons will carry you. This path is not easy, but it is worth it. You are not behind. You are not late. You are being built. And if you stay locked in, if you stay disciplined, if you stay relentless, this process will not break you. It will reveal you. Stay hungry. Stay focused. Stay moving. Because this is your time.